Alright, my fellow Synchron enjoyers, welcome back to another video. So today we're going to look at the Adventure Synchron list I took to locals last time. There are a couple of changes I made to the deck, but I would explain them as we go. And with that being said, let's kick things off with the main deck. First, let's start with the Synchron part. I played a double Jet, one Assault Synchron, one Revolution Synchron, and double Stardust Synchron, alongside triple Synchro Overtake to get out the Jet, and then the one-offs. I played the Illumination and the Trail for Stardust Synchron, obviously. One Junk Servant for additional lines with Jet and a level 7. And then last but not least, the Synchro Rumble. So I decided to cut one Jet for a Synchro Rumble. I kind of got a bit of a hang on this card again since my testing streams. So yeah, maybe I know I haven't played this card before because I felt it was kind of redundant, but with giving it another go, I discovered various scenarios where this card can actually be good. So yeah, that's why I decided to take it in again, and I really liked it for what it was. Alright, then let's have a quick look at the Adventure engine. As always, I maxed it out with triple Enchantress, one Griffin, triple Rights with one Faithful and one Draco bag, and of course copy number 7 of the Adventure Axis, the Foolish Burial. And then for the rest of our engine, pretty standard, triple Black Witch, triple Wanted, one Original Sinful Spoils, and triple Fenrir. Then after the non-engine, I played one Called by the Grave and 3 triple Tactics talents to stop or punish opponents' hand traps, with talents obviously being great going second as well. Being able to take control of that Appaloosa or to draw 2 cards is super strong. And with the draw 2, I hope to find one of my 3 Forbidden Droplets or Book of Eclipse. So droplets just fit so well in my playstyle with this deck now that I have no intentions in taking it out anytime soon. And the new addition to the deck, the Book of Eclipse. So the reason behind this card is I ran evenly matched before in the main deck, but I kind of wanted to have access to a card that is also decent going first. Couple of times I just set it to reinforce the board, but let's be honest, in that case you are not really dependent on your non-engine. But there were a couple of games where this was extremely strong going first, like during that 4-round locals last time. This card came up twice going first actually. One time I got hand trapped to death and was basically ending on nothing. I hadn't access to speeder and I just set this card. It bought me another turn and I was able to establish combo the following turn. And the other time was where I had to end on Omega and Fenrir because I was just having Fenrir and a normal summon of Jet Synchron. So again, this card there bought me another turn, and the following turn I was able to combo off. So yeah, pretty strong this card. Going second, it might not be as impactful as evenly matched, but there are still a decent amount of board states in the current meta where Book of Eclipse can be useful. I obviously took it out against decks that use a lot of link monsters on their end board, but other than that, I really like this card. Alright folks, next let's check out the extra deck. I played one XL Synchron, one Jet Warrior, one Chunk Speeder of course, one Stardust Charge Warrior, and one Kuibelt. I kind of fell in love with this card during the testing and playing of the Resonator deck, because I found myself using this card almost every game. It's a nice toolboxy thing going second, where you can just, I don't know, out back row or force out an interaction just by summoning it. So yeah, that I made it a ton. It was pretty good. Then for the level 8s, I played one Lvl Synchro Stardust Dragon and the OG Stardust Dragon alongside a Psyframe Lord Omega, one Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, and also new addition, the Scarlight. I put this card in because I wanted some kind of a time option, because although I'm able to perform all my plays and combos pretty fast with this deck, I just got used to showing them a lot of my cards, like Synchro Overtake, for example. A lot of people don't know what that card does. So they pick the cards up and read them because they are just not really familiar with the Synchrons and some of this extra deck stuff. So I felt like I get in time like a decent amount, almost like once or twice every tournament. So yeah, just wanted to have something for that. And for that, it actually almost never came up. But what I did a lot with this card was closing out games, actually. So there were situations where I only was setting up like part of a board because I got hand trapped a lot, and then I managed to interact a lot, but he outed my board, but wasn't really able to set up something for himself. And then on the next turn, I like activated a Rite, got out a Diabellstar, and Synchro summoned this guy, and then attack for almost game, and then main phase 2 activate his effect to destroy like the Diabellstar and like a Jet Synchron or something to do lethal. So yeah, this guy came pretty clutch. I really liked it a lot. Then for the higher levels, I played one Trishula, one Chengying, one Dispatter, one Majestic Star Dragon, and of course the one and only Crimson Dragon. So I decided to play the Majestic Star Dragon over the Crystal Clear Wing. At first I didn't want to play it because I felt like if they interact with Crimson Dragon, you don't get to your Omni-Negate, because for this one you have to leave the Crimson Dragon on board and use it during the opponent's turn to get this out. But then, as I kept thinking about it, I realized that it doesn't make a difference. You only benefit because let's say you have a Crystal Clear Wing and they have something like an Imperm, for example. They could just go Imperm on your Crystal Clear Wing to prevent it from negating a spell trap. And then you lost your spell trap negate. And that's actually like if they Imperm your Crimson Dragon when you want to take out, because then you also lose your spell trap negate. So with one card, they kind of achieve the same thing. But on the flip side, if your Crimson Dragon resolves during the opponent's turn, you actually get 2 Omni-Negates, because to Omni-Negate, this guy tributes itself for cost, and that means you can bring it back with Assault Synchron, giving you another Omni-Negate because this card isn't once per turn. So it only felt logical after thinking about it for a bit to run this one. This guy is also super strong in scenarios where your opponent uses a Droplet or a Dark Ruler, for example. The fact that this guy tributes himself for cost means if your opponent goes Dark Ruler, negates your board, you can still activate this guy on just something they activate, and then bring him back with Assault Synchron. And then you have your Omni-Negate back online, and it also wipes the opponent's board in the process. All in all, I was pretty happy with that extra deck choice. There was one instance where I missed the Croco Dragon, actually, where I bricked and I only could do like the Excel climb. And with the Croc, I would have been able to like make a Chengying. But yeah, that Chengying only, that I think it wouldn't really have made the difference. So, but the draw could have been nice also. So yeah, I'm still kind of not 100% sure where I want to take the extra deck. Maybe I'm cutting one of these again to put it back in, but yeah, I think I will play it like this for now and just see how it feels. So last but not least, let's have a quick look at the side deck. I decided to play triple Dark Ruler and triple Evenly for my hard-going second options. Just great cards in what they do. They take care of a lot of stuff on their own, so that's why they are here. I also bumped Thrust up to 3 copies, because I felt like this card is just super strong with this deck, because you also have some engine pieces that you can grab, like a second Rite of Eremisia after they negated the activation of your first one, or fetch out that Synchro Overtake to get your tuner access going after they negated your Diabellstar, for example. Felt just always super strong. I feel like this card really accelerates in this deck going second. So I know this might seem a bit excessive to run triple Thrust and triple Evenly, because one might say, why just not play one Evenly? You can always search it with the Thrust. But to that I say, I often find myself playing into an opponent's board, which makes Thrust live. You're oftentimes kind of left with a Fenrir or a Diabellstar or something like that on the field, which then prevents you from using Evenly. So as a Thrust target against a lot of decks, I feel like Evenly isn't that great. When I play Evenly, I kind of want to use it right away and take care of a good chunk of their interactions. And then you have 5 cards left in main phase 2 to get your play started. And then, yeah, for the Thrust, I played 1 Feather Duster, 1 Herald of the Abyss, 1 Change of Heart, and for going first, 1 Karma Cannon, 1 Different Dimension Ground, and 1 D-Barrier. Also Thrust targets, as you see. I decided to play a Herald because we have some poorly players around in our community. So it's a good out to Noir, and they make Thrust live like always when you go second. So yeah, this card just seemed like a no-brainer. Change of Heart, just to double down on like the Appaloosa end boards, being able to take control of it when it has still like either all of its negates or just 2 left on them. And then obviously for going first, for like different kinds of decks, these like always are better than your Book of Eclipses. And as you can see, there is no Cosmic Cyclone in the side deck, which I kind of regret now, because I lost to Runic Lightsworn after I lost the die roll against it, because I just hadn't like a quick and reliable way to out his Fountain. He was always going for a Despatter and Omega combo to loop my hand, and then basically just ended on like Despatter and Fountain with maybe an Imperm set and a whole lot of runic spells in hand. With my 4 cards left in hand, there would have been no problem whatsoever to play around that 1 Despatter, but you know, the runic spells were making all the difference in those games, and me not having a way to out the Fountain really before it causes any problems, yeah, was kind of bad. An evenly matched, of course, doesn't work against this kind of setup, because even if I manage to evenly them, they just keep the Fountain and then stop the rest of my plays with like freezing curses and flashing fire. So yeah, I definitely would put back in Cosmic Cyclones. I'm just not sure right now what to cut, but I would like to hear your opinions in the comments on that subject. Alright, so that was the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for joining in. As always, I'm looking forward to discuss your thoughts about the deck list and non-engine choices and extra deck choices and all that kind of stuff with you in the comments. And with that being said, see you in the next one.